explain how to do part 3 of the voltage lab here on checkpoint 2. You still should have this open. If you don't, if you scroll back near the top, there's a circuit simulation link that you can click on. It'll take you there. But as we're near the bottom where it says part 3 directions. And in this case, we're going to build a circuit with 2 batteries and 1 light bulb. So we're going to add a second battery, and we're going to add it in 4 different ways, like this picture shows here. So you have to pay close attention to this bump part where you see here's the positive of one, and the positive of the other is not touching it. Here you have 2 positives facing each other. Here you have negative and positive facing each other. Here 2 negatives. So you're going to set it up 4 different ways, but we'll show you how. We're going to measure the voltage each time. And if you notice, when you set up the batteries like this, it's called trial 1. So your data will go trial 1, and you'll record it here. Trial 2, and so forth. So let's show you how to build the circuits with 2 batteries. So we have our voltmeter still out here. And I'm just going to drag 1 battery out. I'm going to drag a second battery out. Now, if we go back to the picture, the first one says it should be set up negative, positive, negative, positive. And if I notice, the little bump here tells us it's positive. So negative, no bump, positive, bump. Negative, no bump, positive, bump. So that one's hooked up in the right order. So I can put those right next to each other. It says I'm going to have a light bulb. So I'm going to throw a light bulb out here. And then I just hook it up in a way that connects everything. Remember, to make them work, you touch the red circle to the red circle. And if you want your wire to go longer, grab it by the red circle end and you can pull it then. Now notice, look at the light bulb. Is it brighter, not as bright, or about the same as when we had 1 battery? So if you don't remember, you could cut one of these out and then look. All right, notice the lines representing how bright it is. Versus with 2 light bulbs. That's going to help you with one of the questions for the post-lab analysis questions. But to measure the voltage here, we're going to touch the red to the black circle on this side. And then as soon as I touch the black to this circle that's black over here, it'll give me a number, and I will record it. Since we set up trial 1, I would record that as trial 1. To set up trial 2, we have to put 2 positive parts of the battery next to each other. So I can go back here. If I click on the middle where they're connected, I can disconnect them. So I'm going to cut all my batteries apart so now they're not touching. I need a positive side touching a positive. Here's the positive side. So I'm going to grab it by the positive side until it touches there. Then I'm going to connect it all back up and take my measurements again. Notice I did it right. I set it up just like I was told to in trial 2, but the light did not go on. If that happens to you, it's right. Don't worry and think you messed up. It is connected right, and we'll still put red on positive and black on negative to get a reading. All right, once we do that, you'll do the same thing except set it up where the negative of this battery is by the positive of this, and then your 4th trial, you'll have 2 negatives right next to each other. After you complete the data table, you have 3 post-lab analysis questions. Answer basically, how did you measure it? Where does the red part of the meter go in the black? That should be easy. You've done it several times. And then some questions that go with the lab as well. Before you hit submit, always go back to the top and double check. Did I do number 1? Was I here that day or that part? Where I did part 1 and 2 data box? Just double check. If you're not sure what it is, click on it and then jump to the bookmark. If it's all filled out, you know you're good. Do the same for part 2 and 3, and then if you've done everything, you can submit.